Hello, JPU family. Welcome to another episode of The War Room. If you are here for the first time, welcome. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. Tonight, I'm your host, along with Jamaica 411 and Karen Cross. They will be here shortly. So, big developments, guys. There was a bit of a standoff between the World Bank and TVJ. TVJ put out an article last night using the World Bank as a source for something they said, and the World Bank came out and denounced it. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about some updates about Hurricane Melissa, and also Justice Minister Delroy Chuck and Zulika Jess having a bit of a standoff as well. And we're going to talk a little bit about the G20 summit. So, rock on, come in, everybody. Good night, welcome. Hope you all are doing well. Had a good weekend, or having a good weekend. Let me see who was here. Good night, moderator. Thank you for joining. The woman not gone with you tonight. Lord have mercy. All right. Who else there? Current people them. My people them, 411 people them, everybody good night. You know, hit up a like button, guys. Hit up a like button, because you know, so over here supposed to get festive, as usual. Yes, moderator, you're laughing. Yes. So now, as you know, the World Bank, has been in Jamaica. Representative and executives from the World Bank. The lady that's been most outspoken about, what is going on in Jamaica with the hurricane or something. She's been at the World Bank for like, I don't know, 25 years. She started there in 2010. So she's a veteran, you know. So anyway, she was also a part of the press conference that took place on Wednesday. Prime Minister was there, Information Minister, Transport Minister, and everybody. And I'm going to play a little bit of what she had to say just a few days ago about her observation in Jamaica as we are dealing with Melissa. And then we will get to what TVJ said and what the World Bank said in return. So let me just let you guys hear this real quick and then we'll get going. Guys, if you're just coming in, please to hit the like button. Thank you very much. So here goes.
I worked in the biggest countries in the world. I worked in the smallest countries in the world. I worked in post-disaster reconstruction in Indonesia, China, the Philippines, Turkey. Guess what? It is world leading that your National Works Agency has framework contracts with all their contractors, so that 6 days after landfall, you have 100 contractors all over Jamaica clearing roads. They're already there. They're stood up. These are contracting arrangements that are very rare, even in what we would think of as, sophisticated places. The readiness and the forward thinking of the government in putting together all of the financial instruments that provided Jamaica with immediate liquidity to be able to conduct relief, response, and early recovery immediately. And so I think with these two examples and many, many others, I have to say I have not seen anything like this. And I can say this is not my first rodeo. I've worked in the biggest countries in the world.
All right, so that is what the lady had to say. So guys, TVJ, they did an article titled Jamaica's Debt Burden Surges to 115% after Melissa's devastation, says the World Bank. So they quoted the World Bank right there. They went on to say the storm wiped out an estimated 41% of the economy, pushing the debt load back to levels not seen since 2007, a sharp reversal after more than a decade of hard won fiscal progress. Let me just move this out of the way so I can finish reading. With public debt still at 2.2 trillion and the economy now, hold on, I lost my place here. Hold on. Oh, and the economy now effectively valued at 1.9 trillion. The ratio has risen to 115%, a major setback with long-term implications for recovery, growth, and stability. So, here is the World Bank now responding. World Bank Caribbean. We're aware of a social media post which falsely, in caps, falsely attributes a statement to the World Bank. The World Bank has not issued any comment or analysis about Jamaica's debt following Hurricane Melissa. Our focus remains on supporting the government's ongoing recovery efforts. To date, TVJ has not issued an apology or an acknowledgement that they cited the wrong source. They have not said anything, they have not followed it up, and I'm wondering why. The last time I checked, I didn't see anything from them. If anybody check and see anything, I guess within the last hour, if anything changed, let me know. But what do we have here? What kind of mistake this, and how can you make such a mistake? And even if you made such a mistake, it's only appropriate that you quickly acknowledge the mistake and respond accordingly. But they have been silent. So, Matalan, what is going on over there? Have you seen what the World Bank has said? Have you heard what TVJ said? This is crazy. So all these calculation and maths were going. I mean, everybody is entitled to their opinion, but they're not, especially in media, they're not entitled to be lying and, citing the wrong sources and implicating other people. That's totally inappropriate. So, Jamaica 411, good night and welcome.
How do you do? How do you do, family? How are you all?
Yes, 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 TVJ. A TVJ with the pan, you know.
Mm.
You heard what go on?
Yes.
TVJ, World
Mhm.
Bank.
Yes, them put out that them did a calculation and put out and said the World Bank did it. But the World Bank is denying it, as they should, because the World Bank lady with the funny last name was at
Mm-hmm.
pains to say at the conference that it was not an economic analysis. It was just a physical analysis. And the physical analysis is about the damage to the um, residential housing, I suppose, non-residential buildings, physical infrastructure, and agriculture. Those four sectors that we're dealing with. Well, it will be three if you consider residential, non-residential as one sector. Construction. So in terms of the damage, they did not do an analysis of the hotel sector or the retail sector, which means that the amount will be much higher.
Mm-hmm.
So based upon the physical damage, because this is what the government needs to concern itself about, the critical sectors in terms of what we learn in school are our needs. housing, health, hygiene, food, and water. So agriculture is a very important thing. You want to get back on track as quickly as possible. That's why they will focus on that. And housing, of course, is very important in terms of our security because it's also part of security.
Yeah.
So that's why they will be focused on those. Private people can always do their own private thing, two tools and bounce back, and so on. So that is what that 8.8 billion US is about. Now, it seems as if TVJ went and did them calculation um, and came up with this idea that's 115% of the gross domestic product, the debt to ratio, which of course may be the case, may or may not be. I'm trying to do the calculation, my math's not so good, so we have to do it like basic school, count on my finger them and so on. So so they work it out. That's 115%. Now all that is temporary, right? The country was at a certain level, it will get back there. I suspect very soon because I don't think we are taking that long to recover from Gilbert, and Gilbert was the entire island. This is only 16 constituencies that were affected badly, and some not so badly. So, you know, and then we're in the third quarter. We're not in the fourth quarter, so we still have another quarter to go and a few months. So, as I said, it will be temporary if
Mm-hmm.
their calculation is correct.
But their calculation is really speculation. We're only, what, 3 weeks since the hurricane, right?
Mhm. Well, their
And
calculation is based on what the World Bank said, 8.8 billion US, and that is an estimate. That's just an estimate. When I start to go through the thing, they will know how much damage to roads and then do them proper calculations and all that kind of something there.
so
Because
them go put out something based on what the World Bank said in terms of and the estimated damage of 8.8 billion.
that's right. And then they came up and said that remember, our gross domestic debt to GDP was down to 60%.
I'm aware of
Already.
that. But I'm just asking because I'm trying to figure out how the TVJ thought that it was okay to go out there and say that according to World Bank, the debt burden surges to 115%, and the World Bank come out so strongly saying we made no such comment about Jamaica's debt.
Well, it was careless journalism. The World Bank said, mention the 41%. They were the ones that said the 41% of GDP of last year. We don't even know what this year was going to be in the first place, right? And then they took that to say that the World Bank said, and the World Bank never said so. They must say that at them said so, based upon what the World Bank's estimation was. So it's just like when they were talking about what were they talking about? Were they talking about the 1.3 trillion that I think it was Gleaner that said it at some point was missing, right? Unaccounted for. That is the kind of journalism that you had there. But
Mm-hmm.
it was just loose. No, they may not see any reason to apologize because maybe they feel in their own mind that um they never said the World Bank said so, but they did. They said based upon the World Bank's data. That's what they think that you're saying to
No,
me.
darling, no, darling. Them say says World Bank. See me see that on the screen. Says World Bank. This is a big, big careless lie. And look here, this is a problem, because we are dealing with a whole heap of disinformation. And for the fact that it's been 24 hours since
Mhm.
TVJ come out come do this, and I know them not come out come acknowledge where World Bank send or apologize. May I wonder to myself now if TVJ has become a part of the disinformation campaign against Jamaica?
Or if since the World Bank came out and scandalized them, they should at least come out and clarify what it was that they said. if they
Them
were
not come
taken
out
out
come
of
say nothing.
context. Well, well,
You
evidently,
ever see the World Bank come out come dismiss nobody and do them sitting there?
no, evidently they're said it and they're sticking by it. That must be what them seem to be suggesting. That them sticking by it.
Okay. Well, um,
Because the impression that they sought to give is irrelevant. Who the hell cares? Even if the debt to GDP gone up to 300%, who the hell cares? It was a damn hurricane. Now, if you're going to talk about how we're going to get back, that is all people care about. People want to know what will happen to those people with them houses, how them are going to get back, whether them friends going to help them going to do it themselves. What is the strategy that the private people have for getting themselves back in groove? How business people are going to be getting back. I know most of those business people probably insured, some of them anyway.
mhm,
How people are going to get back. Are them things that people interested in? This is irrelevant.
mhm. It sound like it to me. Honestly, it look like say them a try bring down some doom and gloom on the country because where them a come with this or no. I mean, it's okay to say, okay, the estimated damage is this or that or whatever, but make we breathe a breath of fresh air first before we come down but with debt burden surging and all. Lord Jesus, we not reach this yet.
Well, somebody asked at the conference, I'm not even sure if it was Zara or one of them other
Which
journalists.
conference? The press
The same
conference?
conference, yes.
Mm-hmm.
And asked the Prime Minister what, I mean, with the hurricane damages. I think what they were asking was, what does that mean now for the campaign promises that were made? For
Yes.
example, the minimum wage, really minimum wage bill increasing. What the hell is the relevance of that?
Well, there is no relevance really, and I mean the government already said, listen, we are not going to stand here and lie to you. We acknowledge that we just had a major natural disaster. So a lot of our campaign promises, they are now, up in the air.
No,
So
but
we
what
have to,
is
we
the
have to deal with
what?
this immediate crisis first before we even look for a manifesto. I
No,
just saw
but
the
what
thing come
is
down.
it? I'm trying to understand what is the relevance of a campaign promise when there is a hurricane? Clearly, any campaign promise that is there. I mean, I don't get it. This is a conference that is supposed to be the government supposed to be telling us what they are doing and how they're going to recover. And you ask damn foolishness about campaign promise? Of course, you know, I never answer that. In kind of dance around it and say something.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But this is the kind of damn fool questions, and I hope it's not my good Zara that asked it. Um, but this is the kind of foolishness you will hear ask at a conference when they're there to talk about something else.
So, all right.
That's why we've been saying that the prime minister should have a national, what do we call it again?
Press
Um,
conference every day.
a what?
Where's the press conference every day?
No, no, them to have them press conference 10 times a day if they want to. But the prime minister must address the nation,
Oh, them
right?
him not
It
come
don't,
him not come out come lead. I think he was the main speaker at the last presser Wednesday.
no.
Me not
Press
agree with that.
conference, press conference are for the ordinary ministers and all them set of people there. A
Me know,
prime
man.
minister addressing the nation is different. He really should come out. I don't think he has ever done one. I don't recall him ever doing one. Come to
I
think of it,
understand what you're saying, and I agree with you.
and
I
he
was
would be
just
the
gonna,
only prime minister. But
I
him
was
really
just,
should. Hmm?
I was just gonna say that I don't agree with the format because we talked about this last week, and I'm saying even though he was the main speaker at the last um press conference on Wednesday, I don't agree with that format. I think the format of addressing the nation, like I said, is a more serious, more direct
Yes,
address to the
yeah.
country.
I think every prime minister has done that. I mean, I remember about in the 60s, but certainly Michael Manley, Edward Seaga,
And especially when your
um,
country is in crisis too.
yes, Edward Seaga, PJ, Portia. Bruce used to have a once a month something at Jamaica House. And all of them has addressed the nation. I don't think Andrew Holness has ever done so. And I think he need to do one. And he probably should think about doing one every month
I
until the
think him,
crisis is over.
if I'm not
Come talk to
mistaken,
you
I think him
directly.
do one. I think he may do one days before the election. Upon social media, I did see it though.
That might be an ad.
Oh, maybe it was an ad then. Okay.
And he has done some for special occasion like New Year's and Independence and Emancipation Day and so
Mm-hmm.
on when him actually talk to the people about those occasions. But I think him need to do one.
All right.
You
Well,
know, he need
hopefully
to
they're here
stand.
again.
Yes, just in case them all risers think that them are run things. No man, he need to put on him foot on the
But
thing, man.
well on this,
Yes.
stick up in right this so. Make we
Mm.
talk about what you just say. The risers think them are, say, you want me tell you what the PMP are do right now. So the PMP are trying to run on parallel government in our country. You don't realize it?
I don't know. Then look like them over there lose their mind.
Them are trying to run one parallel government because everything what the prime minister do, them are do the same thing. The prime minister go up in a helicopter, go do damage assessment after the storm. Mark Golan go charter helicopter gone up there too. The
You got
prime minister, wait no, the prime,
mm,
me no want it bad things make laughing here. The prime minister of Jamaica and the government of Jamaica, they open up a portal after the storm so that people can donate to Jamaica. Mark Golding and the PNP go open up portal on PNP website. And the
mhm.
thing too is, them a ask the government say they want accountability. And I said to the government say, how much they want transparency. So we supposed to can ask the PNP how much money on the raise so far. Not true, because when the
Yes.
government a report how much money them raise,
Yeah, they're
on
supposed to come
behalf of
tell
the
the
country,
people.
So the PMP supposed to, one of them said to me today, one comrade said to me today, say, the government, no, him said the opposition is not in charge of public funds, so them not have to report nothing. Some say, no,
Okay.
you know what is public funds? It's a taxpayer funds. Some say what the government and what Mark Gold and them a collect in a the portal for the hurricane is taxpayers funds. Him say no. Some say if the opposition is demanding transparency from the government, why we can't demand transparency for them where them a collect the hurricane money? You see the confusion? So the
No, it's not
parallel government.
confusion. It's not confusion. Them just think them smarter and just dumb.
No,
The
me not
gov
confused, Me just I
the-
said them a create confusion by trying to do this parallel government thing, and I think it's obvious, and I think they need to be called out for it.
well, we're talking about the comrade. The comrade is now saying the government must account, but them no need to account because of private people money. Why would they not say, of course we're going to account? Private money, yes or no? You say you're collecting this money to do a specific thing, and if you take that money and do anything, police can lock up your ass for fraudulent conversion. Tell it to that idiot comrade, right? So nobody believes that you don't have to account. You can keep it quiet. But if you take the money and pay your staff at PNP headquarters, or go to some hotel and take some of that money and pay for your stay at the hotel, or you take some of that money and rent helicopter. You never tell the people themselves that you do with it. That is fraudulent conversion. So he must account. Once he is a public's money in the parliament and talking about him collecting money to help people. I remember saying on a fee money, if a fee money out of fee in pocket and do any damn thing you want with it.
So the
It is
Integrity
his very
Commission don't
money.
want to know about them something here.
Of course.
Oh,
Well,
oh.
I don't know about the Integrity Commission. And the Auditor General wouldn't have any powers over them either because they're not is not a government entity. PNP is a private thing. I don't know if the Integrity Commission has any power over that, but
But them have power over
so
the government.
But certainly, if somebody make a big donation to them and them don't account to the people who make donation, them can call in the police on them. So but they sit down, they think say a private money,
But look
right?
at it. You know, some of
Mm,
you say that's the reason why them back out of the oversight committee. They don't want the oversight about for their money, you know.
exactly. So anybody who take their money, uno comrades, uno want to take uno money and give to them because you think say when this going go to MP, when they collect 100 million, you don't know if I even 5 million. That is why the government refused to give the MP them any money more than so, because they know how it go. And since you say you don't want the money to thief up and gone in a people's pocket, sorry, it not going to them, it'll go to the government people them, because
Oh.
then we have to account for it, right? When you give it to the MP and him saying buy this and him buy that, how do you account for it? Not so easy,
Well, me could
right?
talk about them a container house, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because first of all, when people hear container house, I hope people realize say I know reusable or reused container, like what you say, don't a wharf and them something there, right? These houses are designed to be livable. They have AC, now them have everything fully equipped. I think at the Jamaica Gleaner, they do one story which lasted about 5 minutes. And that was about a year ago. And at that time, government of Jamaica was lobbying to get more affordable homes in Jamaica. And that's when the people who make these houses, they were in talks with the government and trying to get it, within the NHT funding program and stuff like that. So before Melissa, the government was trying to get these affordable homes, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now the argument when me hear some of the PNP operatives them come with, them must say, me tell you no, me tell you no, so the government now give nobody them have for free for the hurricane, we have to go buy them. Well, the government announced that they're gonna be 5,000, I think, yeah, 5,000 of those imported in the country. You're going
Mm-hmm.
to have some of them that are for sale. Some of them are gonna put them in a housing scheme kind of settings, and then now some is going to fall under the social housing program, where people who are most needy are gonna have to go through a process of being eligible, and if they are, they will get it for free, right?
Mm-hmm.
So one woman come per year, she more address. I hope she'll listen. She come say, well, the estimated loss of property in the hurricane is about 100,000 houses, whether total loss or partial loss or damage. So she has said no, she don't know if the 5,000, she don't think if 5,000 is going to be enough because 100,000 houses damage are gone. So me I say,
Mm-hmm.
lady, then if 100,000 houses damage are gone, you really feel that the Jamaica government must come and bring in 100,000 of them containers something for everybody. I don't say work. If
Mm-hmm.
you have 5,000 people, sorry, if you have let's say 1,000 then. Let's say that her numbers are right. That 100,000 houses either damaged or gone. So out of the 100,000, don't you have to know who did I live in a poverty before? Who for house totally gone and who cannot rebuild themselves? You might not even come out with 500 people who are gonna need total assistance.
Mm-hmm.
So me I try to get people to understand, say, the government not obligated to build back not one house or give nobody no free house because they lose it, their house in a storm.
No,
They're not obligated.
the government, let me explain something to you. The government is only um obligated to build roads. The government is only responsible for the roads, the public thoroughfares, right? So that
Mm.
when you say you have a house here, so, and somebody else have a house over there, so, you have a way to walk from your house and get to that other person's house without any quarreling and fighting because you walk through people's place. That's what the purpose of the public thoroughfare is. So we can all go upon it and move from Kingston to Montego Bay to anywhere we want to go, right? We don't come off it and walk through people place. So that is an obligation of the government to provide and maintain the public thoroughfare. The government is also responsible for bridges that is needed on those public thoroughfare. If you have to cross over a river or some gully or something, the government build it as part of the thoroughfare. The government buildings, right, that they own, or maybe what they lease to, depending on the terms of the lease, they are obligated to fix them. They're obligated to ensure that the police stations are in good operating orders, the hospitals, the clinics, all of those government entities are in proper working order. That is all they are obligated to, right?
Mm-hmm.
Private people are responsible for their business, which is to provide themselves with housing, with food, well, we bring potable water because we don't want nobody sick, and so on, right? Your house, your build concrete house, you put on your roof, you try your best. Some of them never know, and the damn thing blow off. Them responsible for replacing it. There was something called insurance that too damn expensive, so most people know about the insure, and then they
Mm-hmm.
might find a way and put on back their roof. Then you have those who are living in board structures, and those were never going to survive, many of them. Some of them did miraculously with them roof too. And you're responsible for that, right? A field business that. Now the government can decide that they're going to offer assistance to some. When that person come on and ask what they ask, they must remember that when Mark Golding got the $1.5 million initially before the hurricane came, go upon him page and hear what him said do with that money. He said he gave it to the shut-ins and the I think he said elderly and shut-ins, right? Never saying give it to one able-bodied somebody who can work, whether them poor and hungry or not. So therefore, the government says they are going to be donating 5,000. And I, as a taxpayer, I accept that, and I'm sure the lady who told you that accepted too. She probably just wished that it was more, but unfortunately, it is the taxpayers who will be paying to provide private people with home. And government is saying they're going to give it to the needy and those who really, put out, especially elderly people who can't do nothing for themselves again unless they have some young people and grandpicnic for do it for them. So those are the people that they'll be looking out for and estimate that 5,000 may be enough. It may not, and maybe them allocate more. But that is a responsibility of government, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it is we, those of us in these communities who feel so we can make house. I don't think house is so hard to make and roofs are hard to put on. We have to help each other. If we help one another, right, then them can come back on them foot quicker, right? And that's
Mm-hmm.
just how it has to be. And if we cooperate like what a lady said, I think she's from St. Elizabeth, Braze River, some about Bogar, Braze River. The people decided that they were going to build back everybody roof. That must
Mm-hmm.
have been the persons who were roofers decide that they are going to do it and then do it free of cost. If 100 houses were in the neighborhood and 100 roof blow off, the man then just get up and then go on and fix everybody's roof. That's how we have to do it.
I'm gonna see some private people,
Because
some
there are
corporate
some
people
people,
that help too, But
yes,
me
because
no
there are
know
some
why
people
is
who
it
would
that
not.
eh?
There are some people who just not be able to. Them don't when they look on the rubble, they don't even know where to start.
Yeah
You
man, me
understand?
know. Uh-huh.
So you will have some private people with money will donate the material, then just need someone. And I'm sure that is exactly what is going to happen when everybody clear up the rubble and say, all right, what needs to be done? That's exactly what going to happen. I'm sure that before this fiscal year finish, a lot of them the people, if not all of them in our Westmoreland will get back in the house. And of them are going to help them one another.
Mm-hmm. All right. Make we talk about this yes or no. Zulika just now. Me said, Jesus, Father. I never see a woman in a baga so. Zulika just accused she and the one when him doing Vaz, where him nearly make some people get killed on him constituency where there. They say him are the worst MP. Them should come out and accuse the government of misappropriating hurricane aid. Now this is the same woman who will say I deliver hurricane aid from out our campaign vehicle where they know. But watch this, guys, and listen to what she said, and then I will tell you what the Justice Minister said in return.
I am currently at the constituency office for Northeastern St. Elizabeth, only to be informed that right next door, if I turn my head to the left, I will see where apparently the Minister of Justice is here in the constituency. I hear that some handing over is taking place and some care packages apparently are being handed out. I really don't know because I have not been officially informed. Why do I raise this? I raise this because it appears as though there is a pattern. Because on Saturday, the Minister of Local Government also came into the constituency. There was no prior notice given to me as the Member of Parliament. I was only informed that 60 care packages were given to the JLP Council for the Santa Cruz Division. The PNP councillors for the remaining 3 divisions did not know anything about the visit, and as Member of Parliament, I also was not informed about the visit. And I raise it because it raises serious questions. At the end of the day, we have to remember that we are the people's representatives, and we constantly say that we're not being partisan in how we approach the whole issue having to do with aid and relief distribution. But the truth is, actions speak louder than words, and the actions leave much to be desired.
Zulika, just come here. We're tired of you. Honest to God, we're sick and tired of you. You know, so this is a disaster. This is a crisis. Buju Banton carrying cargo with aid, say a PNP MPs them him carry thing for. Anybody cause with you know? Eh? When you no come out on Instagram all about come show, when no pallet of aid, want to get from people and want to get out to PNP people. You come and you deliver aid in a PNP campaign vehicle. What are you do? Where you really want from Jamaica? Eh? The people them put you there for serve. In a campaign time, you tell the people them say you put on $2 million, you go up in welfare fund or whatever. You not give them nothing. You come tell them say the government not give you nothing. What is you is very manipulative. God Almighty know I don't like bring down woman, but when I come around here, I come do some sitting. When I want to sow seeds at discard, when you still a try build up on a cult for eat the country and get the government. I'm sick and tired of Zulika just if you come down now. Like seriously. Oh, you so whiny and complete. If you were my picnic, hey, me not like picnic now. Me I tell you, if you were my little daughter, I guess I'm ratty like you chat too much. You must be seen and not heard sometime, man. Go do your work. We sick and tired of you. This one not nothing for argue over. When you get parties in here, when you annual see Movado a campaign for PNP where they and see Movado come at Jamaica with aid. That was the first place Movado go. Movado come to you a few foot as a PNP and give the things them. And we tell Movado say the people them have been waiting for help and you don't tell Movado say the Jamaica government give you $1.5 million before the storm. You know, tell the Movado say the council them, the same PNP council them and JLP council them, each of them get $250,000 before the storm. Only get resources, but you stand up in front of Movada and tell him say the people them been you're very manipulative. Me not like manipulative people. Like seriously, what is wrong with you? I bet you were one of them kids growing up that very annoying to your parent. They don't want nothing to do with it. They just be there and flinging at the bed because you chat too much. Lord Jesus, man. Anyway, this is the war room. Hear what the minister had to say. Minister Chuck dispels Zulika Jess's lies. I wish to address the misleading suggestion made. by MP Zulika Jess, who went on national media and implied that I distributed packages in a partisan manner. While she did not explicitly say so, well, Minister, she just said so on TikTok. The insinuation was clear and it is entirely false. The packages referenced were provided exclusively to staff members of the St. Elizabeth Justice Center in Santa Cruz. A total of 7 employees who work within the Justice Center received these packages as a gesture of appreciation for their service. No member of the public received package. Lord Jesus. No member of the public received packages and no political factor influenced this activity. It must be noted that MOJCA staff were visiting the parish to provide support to employees affected by the recent hurricane, and the St. Elizabeth Justice Center was one of the scheduled stops during that visit. It is disappointing that the MP would choose to create a misleading narrative and attempt to politicize a simple act of professional recognition. As the Minister of Justice and Constitutional Affairs, I remain committed to the fairness, integrity, and it goes on. Now, 411, come here.
There, Mrs.
Who go give her wrong information?
She don't need for nobody to get wrong information.
What you mean by that? No must wrong information the woman
She
get?
claims that the councillor got the thing. She must come now and clarify which councillor she had talk about. How much packaging she said? 30?
70.
70?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. So who could I tell her that?
No must the comrades them, man.
All the comrades them would know.
Me no know.
She make that up, man.
No, man, I must smart it.
She hears that Chuck was there with giving out care packages. She had a number and she had to whom and not Nagoso. If not Nagoso, then where she get her story from? So like a make-up story. She just fill in the blank.
We have a new name for her. Lifestyle. Thank you. Baga Jess. Hey.
Maybe they should borrow brother Warm's Jezebel.
Yeah, Jezebel behavior this.
Jezebel. Geez, poor us.
So hold on, what do you think about what? So it's been, let's see, just over 3 weeks. Because this is exhausting. So me have to done with she right here, so can't bother with this.
It's attention she's seeking, man.
Yeah, just attention. But look here now, it's been just over 3 weeks since we've had this monster of a hurricane. So how you think we're doing so far in the recovery process?
Well, I heard, and those persons living in the area can confirm for us if it is so, that Santa Cruz has light.
Santa Cruz, yes. I'm part of St. James, me yes. But look here now.
No, but Santa Cruz has light, and Black River has water, potable water in them pipe.
Yes, I have some places between Hanover and Westmoreland we get some whole heap of light today.
So but what you mean? Huh?
I see some whole heap of JPS bringing some whole heap of people from Louisiana to help them.
They will have
people, them people, they must see the work in a Katrina, you know. So you know, so they're highly skilled. So we're going to see an increase now. We're going to see a rapid rate of reconnectivity in the coming weeks, or maybe, the coming days, I think.
Recovery is all about government infrastructure, the roads and the bridges. Once them intact, that is part of the recovery. The second part of the recovery is the light and utilities. Once we get back with light, we're in business. The private people, we just have to make them way. Just as them did in the past, we build them life, them have to build it back again. And the board house, take no time at all for them to knock up 2 more and do in front of it. And then done, right? furniture and so on. I'm sure them family and friends, and you don't know. That the part is the trickier part. Those who lose them fridge and them stove, well, them can cook. Have a whole heap of things they can use and cook. They have a whole heap of materials that we can use and build and all that kind of something. But them can get them. But the light, the water, and the utilities. Those are the key because that is what will make the economy function.
Yes,
You follow?
yes, yes.
And I mean, Santa Cruz has light, man. That is so. By the way, did Jess come out and tell us that Santa Cruz has light?
Yeah, we kidding or no?
But of them things I would have liked to hear from her. She come talk about who bring
Miss,
even
every
if
time you
she's
see the
right
woman
up.
come up on camera, the woman a come complain about sitting. Let me tell you what them new MP and a PNP. Them not understand, say, them can communicate with members of the government, ministers and cabinet member. Them understand that they can communicate to the people them, you know.
Yeah,
If
but them not
something
interested
happen, you
in
know,
that.
look, you know, if something happen or if them need anything or whatever, you know what they do? Then take up phone, a record and put on social media before then call
Mm.
up a minister or call up somebody and say, listen, me here say this, that's how it go, or I need this, or my constituency needs this, or them not communicate, then tribal, then yet full. So then they not take, you know, she could have easy well take up her phone and reach out to the minister.
No, no, no. But that is not that not when they make any political score any political points.
So
I
them
say,
still in a campaign mode, them not understand how the protocol go, they not understand the importance
it's
of
not a question.
communication.
No, it's not nothing to do with no understanding. They want to scandalize the government and claim that they're partisan when that's the same thing they're doing.
So like I
Even
just say in a opposition, my love, and you're not coming in a government. You're not coming up here where you think or where you tell the people them say. The people them good their pressure and you know nothing for tell the people them because you say you come with how
with our
much
$2
in
million,
$1 million.
where the $2 million there. Remember, so she
Hey.
said after the election, I see Pat Peters saying here it is just like how the Ministry of Health staff from Kingston went to clean up the
Mm.
hospitals in the parishes and also gave care packages to the fellow staff members. Well, see here. So
Mm-hmm.
even if, but
Good
let
night,
us
Miss Scott.
even, yeah,
Mm.
even if she's correct and Delroy Chuck went there with 70 care packages, she not ask where it come from because somebody can ask if you come bring it down there and donate it. You follow? If
Mm-hmm.
I give somebody a package and I say, please give this package to John Brown, you can't go take that package, go give Mary Jane. You have to give it to who? So if him say ma come down and somebody want name staff or anybody at all, give him some package to donate to give to that counselor down there for distribution. What is our argument about? Don't she get package from specific persons we deliver and who she going to give it to? Now PNP people them.
Then when I say another campaign vehicle I deliver the sitting name.
So her argument should be, can I get some too for my people up here?
Papa Jesus.
No, no,
No.
no, 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 MP. If you say Delroy come with something, call Delroy and say Delroy, you put same 30 for me. Just as what you're saying. And
Simple
in
as.
the same 30 probably compose up beside her take picture because it now look good for the two of them. But they're not interested in none of that, you see. They're only
My
interested in
goodness.
scandalizing one another. And they will know who appear them in the mind.
Then our politics this.
I remember last year, of course it's politics. I remember last year with Beryl, when the Englishman was up and down the place, bought him a sightsee. And he got buck up some people in a St. Elizabeth, which must have been an accident, who tell him say them hungry and them not have no food to eat and so on. The man make a take him foot and bolt. I don't think he go anywhere after that. And when he take him foot and bolt, he came out and said, oh, the people in St. Elizabeth, they said that you're hungry and they don't have any food. Let us set up oh, he's asking for donations to be sent to party headquarters so we can get help for the people. We never hear nothing about that because I suspect not a damn soul send anything to party headquarters for anybody. Right? And if they even did, it's not enough for sure, the public. You see my point?
Mm-hmm.
And if we don't hear anything about these monies that are supposed to be collected, then it's possible that it is so meager that then shameful can't tell us and collect 5,000 or
Mm-hmm.
3,000 or even 10,000. You understand? You mean to say nobody now support them in them wherever them are going?
Ah, jeez. But look, one question I may kind of ask out on the Facebook platform. And some people kind of comment on it, but me ask it over here. Since Buju Banton take down the accusation we make against Jamaica airport people them, me no know. Me I think say maybe he might give some kind of explanation for why I remove it. But since him
Well,
not giving explanation,
we'll give it.
if he say the airport people they must sue Buju.
I don't know if they can sue in a call the name. But
No, him at the airport people them him say thief the things them.
yes, but then have to pay no man. We out here slaughtering. Our people out here slaughtering. You understand? At a film. Him take it down and him don't want to give an explanation. That's okay. We will give an explanation for him. So it's up to him. Obviously what happened was that he was told um that the barrel came down half empty.
Yeah.
Whoever sent the barrel and donated it told him that not, you know, say not missing. I look like my barrel, and that's what I sent it,
Mm,
right? And if him done the argument about the stove and the Starlink, it is probably because he was told that if you get to put it, hey, if I ever get some story about my mother, you see, man.
Lord Jesus.
When
See
I
the
was going high school, my mother used to send me a little $20 every month or so, in an envelope. Now, my dear, I don't even know if any strong vault is as secure that the envelope, the little $20 is in. It took me about 20 minutes just to tear the envelope itself. It's in an envelope in a postcard, right? In another
mm,
piece of in another letter addressed to me. It took about 20 minutes because the four corner of the envelope sealed long, with glue. And you can't tear it because a postcard, money probably never tear it.
you don't want to
So
tear the money neither.
no, so it take about 20 minutes to dig off the envelope. When you reach to the postcard, it's another struggle because you have tape around it, the three corner them, and it's another struggle to open that. And when we finally open it and read my mother's letter, she tell me how she enclosed the $20 inside. And I look all about the place. I said, no man, they couldn't thief it because how me get it sealed? Nobody could find that. Well, my mother finally called me and said, Mommy, you say you send it to it's after me mail it that me remember I put the $20 inside.
Jesus.
So it is conceivable, and I understand from experience. If the somebody say, then put it in there, and then remember put it in there, and
So
tell him after so it
well,
never
Annie,
come.
so where I try to say now, you think say are the people them will pack the barrel and send it come at for them fault and Buju never know.
Well, how let us speculate as to what might have happened, right? He wasn't the one that packed the barrels, donations.
Yeah.
He gave the impression that he may have been the one that supplied the stove. Kind of talk about how people are work hard for their money and all kinds of, and of course, if you remember right.
Mm-hmm.
So he would have asked them, did you see the Starlink? Did you see the stove? And they would say down here, no, I'm not seeing a Starlink or no stove. And then he started to cuss, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe afterwards now, just like how George went and investigated and get some information, there was no Starlink and no stove. In too shame, he needs to take it down, put a little tail between in legs and skulk off, hoping that we don't remember. And of course,
Maybe because I don't know. It's hard to tell why I do that.
well, you heard what George said?
Or maybe afraid and get sued because them find out the truth. Gorin, good
Well,
night.
did you
Good
hear what
night.
George said?
At the time that I was from here, I mean, I just doing so much things at the time that I didn't never realize it was so late.
Yeah,
So I
man.
apologize. Good night, everyone. Good night. Good night.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, they tell the people them saying a 200, but you come same way.
Them know me can't talk too hard because I have a cough.
Yeah, I don't
Mm-hmm.
know.
But I'm
You
feeling
late,
much
but you
better.
reach.
Yeah, me reach one. Dad, I
You're
didn't
late,
want
but
to.
you
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I got here late. But the whole Christmas thing and trying to organize things.
Mm-hmm.
But
So what you
I'm feeling much better than I was last week, So
That's good.
yeah, but
So
still. No, no, I mean, I said not me no know what go on. I don't have a clue what go on anywhere.
the way you're coming here for.
I don't know what go on. I hear
Hold on there now. You are wicked, because you come a war and you know what go on.
We have to brief him, man. The general, we have to brief her. Field marshal.
No, sir.
Field
But
marshal.
you can't come in a war and you know get briefing.
no, man. Never full briefing, man. Get a full briefing. I know what I mean.
The woman
Eh,
come ready for war and she not get no briefing. What was this?
No, man, she come to the war room to get her briefing.
All right,
We
I,
have to brief
come
her.
fling some lick on TVJ then. Get her
I
the
want
briefing.
to
Get her the briefing.
Where they
Eh,
do? Tell me what they do.
well, the World Bank lady at the press conference, with the prime, with it, where Andrew Holness was the prime minister,
Mm.
and she had given an estimate of the physical damage. She was at pains to say that it is not about the economy, it is about the physical damage to be 8.8 billion US.
Infrastructure.
Now, yes, now they explain what physical damage is. It's to do with the resident damages to the residential sector, the
Uh-huh.
non-residential sector,
Uh-huh.
infrastructure, and in the agriculture sector. Those four is what this 8.8 billion reference. And I imagine these are critical. These are part of our needs: housing, infrastructure, and agriculture. How we have to eat. Good. So that's what she said. Now, World Bank put out this statement, and they had said it amounted to 41% of last year's GDP. Now we don't know what this year's GDP would have been like, right? Just last year. TVJ evidently took that and said that that represents an increase
115%.
100% of the gross domestic the debt to GDP ratio. Remember the debt to GDP,
Where's
the
the
GDP
TVJ
ratio
you
went up to
mean? You mean
60%.
Matalan, right? Where's the TVJ you mean? Matalan.
Yes, it went down to 60%. So they now put this thing out to say it at the moment it's at 115% based upon the data that the World Bank put out. Well, the World Bank, their thing that they put out suggested that it was the World Bank that gave that estimate, and World Bank said, no, we never did any such thing. They were talking about the physical damage, right? Now I am saying, Karen, the GDP, the debt to GDP gone up to 115%. Let us say that that is true. So what? What that have to do with the man down there? So we have him want know when he light to come or that one over there, so want know how him house go. I mean, these things are irrelevant. Just
Do,
like when
do
somebody
we
went to the press
have
conference and asked the prime minister about what the hurricane damage now, what's the implication for his election promises? I mean,
that must be Zara Bird. That must be Zara Bird. Is it Zara Bird that's get a question?
my girls are asked such a question,
Well,
but she didn't
my first argument would be good night, JPU family. Good night, 411 family, and goodbye, Roy. Good night, Royal. You mean good night, Royalist. Um.
and
So,
others.
hold on. Then. Let me get something straight. I want to say that Matalan misrepresenting what the World Bank is saying.
Yes.
So why are we surprised? There's just still one thing going on, I don't want everybody to understand there's still one thing going on. And the one thing that is going on is that Matalan and Mark Golden and their ilk, they are still campaigning. And them can't come out of campaign mode because they have not accepted that they lost fair and square. And because they have not accepted that them still in campaign mode. Them see this disaster that's happening, this crisis happening in our country as a campaign item for them. This is something for them to campaign on now. Give
Mm-hmm.
them some more leverage to beat at the prime minister. And in fairness to them, the prime minister himself is providing them enough ammunition for them to be beating at him. Because for some strange reason, him behaving like him is not the prime minister. I don't understand it. Every time I see anything, some things it just baffles me. But we will get into that. I will get into that when the time comes. But we all have to understand that it's still a deliberate campaign against the prime minister, and the campaign has moved from campaigning to be prime minister of Jamaica, or for him to lose. Now that he has won re-election, the campaign is to make him look bad in the eyes of the world. This is a campaign now. The campaign is to use every opportunity to say to the world, yeah, we don't back this guy, but him not that great. And every time them do that, the world is say, yeah, we back this guy because we think him great.
But hold on the
And
phone. Don't let me cut you. Don't forget what you're going to say. Natalie,
Mm-hmm.
that clip that you have with the World Bank woman, talking about her analysis of our preparedness. Line it up so that when Karen finish, you can play that.
Maybe
but yeah,
Karen needs to hear it before she go further. Or
no
did she?
man, no man, you hold on, man. Where have you seen, where on the face of this earth, in any modern time, have you seen a disaster hit a country and such display of sympathy and empathy and unity
Mm-hmm.
and love towards not just Jamaica? Because people have to understand, So all of this is not so much, and yeah, we are very patriotic. Everybody loves Jamaica, but people follows prosperity. The world, politicians, they follow success and they follow prosperity and they follow good politics. They like what they saw. They like the fact that for 5 years they witnessed this white man try to beat up this boy from down a Spanish town because he is prime minister. And they like the fact that he stayed the course and held his ground and behaved like a statesman and didn't fight and quarrel with nobody and won. They like that. They like that kind of electoral
Underdog,
success.
the
And they,
underdog.
yeah, they like the electoral success. They like how he carried himself throughout the whole thing. They like how he leads. That is the attraction. Because let me tell you, the world of politics is not so much about love of any country or any people. 'Cause everybody can say, "Well, I will love Jamaica," but them can also say them love Canada or them love UK or them love some other place. But the kind of love and support that we get in now is all because of the political posture of the prime minister and the way that he has set Jamaica and where Jamaica is right now. And that is the attraction. And people want to be a part of that. So the World Bank lady coming down here is a strange thing, but not a strange thing. I mean, it's like,
Drink your water.
yeah, the World Bank, the World Bank lady coming down here is strange, but not strange.
I should
But she
come with
wants to
car
come.
come.
She wants to come. She wanted to come. She couldn't make this opportunity pass. And she not a part of it. She not in the news beside the prime minister for her colleagues to see. Because all of them catch the fever. Them see it all over the world. Them gossip. Nobody gossip like international politicians.
Lord have
Nobody
mercy,
gossip
what's
like
going to
them.
say now?
Yeah?
It's not what's going to say. First of all, this business about corruption. I don't know is which government in this world when for them want people to accuse them of corruption. That's the first thing.
That's the part
So
I'm
the
going to
way
reach
used to
out.
it.
Hold on, Michelle. You hold on. When they witnessed When they witnessed Mark Golding and Dayton Campbell and Peter Bunting and the entire leadership of the Rise United going after the Prime Minister about corruption, when the world witnessed the PMP Integrity Commission, that's what they named, the PMP Integrity Commission, when they witnessed how they went after him, and when they witnessed how he stood up like a man and make them just lick him down and just go about in business. They want to be a part of that. And this happened to him now. Oh yeah, we are go down there. we want to stand up beside this youth here because this a youth here special. We're going
Well,
on there. No
Karen, hold
man,
on.
no politician
Well,
couldn't survive this.
when I play this for some of my people, them wanna see it. Well, no, so why are so festive tonight?
I worked in the biggest countries in the world. I worked in the smallest countries in the world. I worked in post disaster reconstruction in Indonesia, China, the Philippines, Turkey. Guess what? It is world leading that your National Works Agency has framework contracts with all their contractors so that 6 days after landfall, you have 100 contractors all over Jamaica clearing roads. They're already there, they're stood up. These are contracting arrangements that are very rare, even in what we would think of as, sophisticated places. The readiness and the forward thinking of the government in putting together all of the financial instruments that provided Jamaica with immediate liquidity to be able to conduct relief, response, and early recovery immediately. And so I think with these two examples and many, many others, I have to say, I have not seen anything like this. And as you say, this is not my first rodeo.
Yeah, Karen, to the point where you just make, when I ask the people them say, how is it that Andrew Holness could have defeat the two biggest man them in a reggae and dancehall? And no, wait, and then no. Remember, Jamaican people were heavily influenced by our music, our musicians, them.
Yeah.
So, this is them your man where them not only they behind the scenes of that campaign for golden. Them come out brawling, come tell the Jamaican people, them say, vote for the PNP. And the people then don't vote for the PNP. You think it easy for defeat Bojo, Shaggy, Movado, and Cartel?
Very
No,
One
easy.
man.
it's for the world politicians,
The
world
music.
somebody talking?
Go ahead.
World politicians, international politicians also know that entertainers, them always choose a side. And the word politicians also, the side that the entertainers them choose is not usually the right side. And somebody don't pay them, man. A whole heap of Hollywood did line up behind Kamala Harris, and a whole party did line up behind all the Democratic candidates and all the rest of it. So we are president and all of that. Buju and Cartel them. The world also knows that they are not politicians, they are entertainers. And
Mm.
and um, and all of them must remember that both PMP, there's a feedback coming. I don't know where it's coming from.
Me nah
Um,
hear. Michelle, turn off your mic.
I don't hear it anymore. So there is that, and nobody not listening to them. Nobody not listen to them. Listen to music. Nobody not listen to Shaggy music. Nobody know why from Bujo. Nobody know why from America lock him up because he a born bad man from gay people, and the gay people them got him. So nobody not listen to him. And people nobody not listen to Cartel. Him go and making music and making money or doing thing and all the rest of it. But when world leaders meet to gossip, when them gossip about them, man, you'll be amazed to know the kind of things that they would say about them that I would not repeat tonight on this thing because I know that, and I just know that all of this that these people are doing, they must be careful, Mark Golding and him crew needs to be careful. Them Matal and himself needs to be careful, because what they are doing is blatantly, outrightly campaigning against the success of the country, campaign
Yeah,
country recovering, But
yeah.
Jamaica is on a path of a stellar recovery. This going to lick them down, them are to. If I was not giving them the advice, as a matter of fact, I want them continue doing what them doing and saying what them saying. But if they better watch it too, because this is going to leave them. This is
Every,
going to leave them.
everybody come and say good things about the country. And them alone and say bad things. And people are seeing them and hearing them.
Yeah, them can't stand it. Them can't stand it. Them
I
can't
heard this
stand it.
American man with an American accent. I didn't see the face. It sounded like a white man. And he was saying that the people in the country should just ignore the negative.
Yes,
Oh,
yes,
me know
yes,
that
Listen
man
to the
there.
yes,
people, listen to the
yes.
people and them issues and what them have, but just ignore the negative and focus on the positive. In other words, Them are something you want to talk about in Jamaica. We're really free in this country now because for the Americans.
Mark just vexed because he will get a helicopter. That's one. And people them a follow behind him because that and I go on with excitement because him never get no helicopter for walk to drive around and assess damage. And him is not Prime Minister of Jamaica. But on the other hand, while the Prime Minister is maintaining a statesman-like posture and him not, ray with nobody and no back and forth with nobody, there comes a time when you have to stop and him not, if this little press conference thing when the other day with the press, that is not what we meant when we say we have to address the nation. I'm still saying it, him need to address the nation.
I
Not to
agree.
go to Jamaica house, go stop in front of them fool journalists there who are asked gotcha questions and stupid questions about campaign promises. Them no mean Jamaica no good. Talk to the damn people.
I
Get in
agree.
front of a microphone, stand up their office or a little half shoot away from his office
Sit
and
down, man,
still
sit down.
go to the office of the Prime Minister, the theme office, and invite every YouTube channel, everybody who want to come coverage. You're not speaking to a journalist, but just invite people to come cover it live if they want to. And just speak to the Jamaican people. Speak to the people of St. Elizabeth, the people of Trelawney, the people of St. James, the people of Hanover. We don't know we are too sure about them at Westmoreland, but we still have to speak to them too. Speak to all of them. Speak to people, man. And some of them don't elect you, but people elect you. 400 how much? 13, 18,000 people elected you.
Him got
400.
10,000 more vote than the PNP.
What do you, man? You
But hold
can't.
on, Karen. Let me ask you that question here though, because you said something that reminded me earlier. Before you came here, I was telling Michelle that in my view, I think that the PNP right now, they're trying to run a parallel government. And the evidence is there. Prime Minister go up in the helicopter, go assess damage, Mark go rent helicopter, do the same thing. The government of Jamaica, them open up this portal to get hurricane relief. Mark Golden go do this. So the PNP website or them put up portal to. So everything where the government are do, them are it's a parallel government. They're trying to confuse the people or to present themselves as they are the government. And I think this is the most dangerous thing.
It is, but I don't see how that benefit them in any way, shape, or form. If it's something that them believe that will benefit them, then they're in for a rude surprise. I don't even know, are people contributing to that website?
Me no know.
because because
Well,
people are giving money to the government portal. People are contributing to the government portal. I don't know. And if Miss Pamela Monroe Ellis, a bigger up, I want her continue with her real time audit, but she should audit what the PMP gets since I run a parallel government. She should
that
also she should also go audit that. She would like to know where them get in the name of Jamaica. Miss Manuel must know that they might use Jamaica to look money, so she must also audit that. And all the people them will walk out with them and pretend that them running organizations or they are philanthropists, but them are really criminals and hustlers and look something and look fame for themselves. Miss Manuel is need to put her eye over there so as well while she do the real time one that the government is doing. What I'm doing not going to be successful and they're going to be a laughing stock. They are already a laughing stock in terms of what they are doing. And they're doing it because them can't work with people. Because them don't see themselves working with the government. Them don't see themselves working with government agencies. So them want to set up a parallel thing where them can say them doing something. Them don't love this country. Mark Golding don't love Jamaica. Peter Bunting don't love Jamaica. They do not love this country. They love power and they love money. They do not love this country. What they want is power and control because it, it's just them no win. So therefore them a quarrel. And the quarrel continues. So the quarrel continues in how much money them forget as MP money forget and what them a do and what them a assess. Listen to me, man. This is going to backfire upon them in a spectacular fashion because the world is watching them.
mm-mm.
When it comes to the gossip, we must remember, we have a lot of countries here with embassies, high commission, missions, and all kind of something, right?
Mm.
And you hear them talk about women love to gossip. Woo! rotted.
Nobody like
They
to
don't
like
operate
politicians.
on the basis of facts. It's perception, what them hear, what them think. So and them sit down and them chat.
Of course,
So what you
they
think about
laugh
Andrew
for them.
Harris?
Well,
What
let
you
me
think
share. Is that what chat about chat? They will laugh off of them. You can imagine. Can you imagine the British and the because the British are laughing for them.
yes, because them all
Every YouTuber, every British YouTuber that I follow because we all follow the royal family and support the royal family. YouTubers like Lady Colin Campbell and Dan Wootton and everything. They will laugh for them. Them think them
so
stupid.
so when the matter of homeless and the Integrity Commission came up, you remember the first time when it became public in 2023, when them come out and say about how he's recommended for investigation, that
Mm-hmm.
was a shock, and that would have gone to all of
Mm-hmm.
270 and I don't even
Yes.
know about countries.
Yes, it is from. You're right. You're right, and we could very well assume that it was from then that the world started paying attention to the election. From the moment that was that thing came out about Mr. Owens is being
Or
recommended, and then
prosecution.
yeah,
So they would have
and then
right.
and then
So they would
sorry,
have so they would have been shocked when they heard that.
yes, and then
Yeah.
Julian, Dayton Campbell, Mark, Peter Bunting. Those were the four out there talking about integrity commission is going to charge the prime minister. And I
And about
remember
the Prime
the
Minister for call election when the
yes,
IC will go report.
Yeah, but
right.
that was last year. I'm talking about 2023. So
I'm
they
from
would have
there.
been
Right
shocked.
from there, yeah.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
would have been shocked when they heard that.
Yeah.
Shocked. And
Yeah.
then within 2 days, only to hear that the director of corruption prosecution had said that she don't recommend that he should be prosecuted. And there are people who get the report and read it and then tell them that start to say, oh, what the hell are going on? So isn't this the Integrity Commission? What happened here? And then would I hear what Greg Christie did with the tweeting overnight, and then would I
Yes.
know right
They
away
earned everything,
that
man.
the Integrity Commission is compromised.
Hey, you used to follow Greg Christie on
The
Twitter?
PMP Integrity Commission.
Wait,
Hold on a
you
lady.
used to
Go on, Natalie.
you used to follow Greg Christie over Twitter? If
Yes,
you used to
even
follow him
before.
over Twitter, every day him come out about corruption,
Yeah,
Every
but
day
that
me have
was
just
his
say,
thing.
then hold on there. I wait him a try tell the world something about Jamaica.
Well,
Every
that
day
was
him
his
come out
thing.
and show everybody will get corruption, will get caught for corruption across the world. And a
Yeah.
prosecution and sitting him a share it. Me I say,
Mm-hmm.
but it look like this man is trying to tell us that somebody in Jamaica could go down. That's
Me
what I
say,
Yeah,
say.
and
but hold on a minute.
the best thing that he could have done for his life was to leave this thing here because so help me God. At this time, him would be begging for mercy. Him
Oh, Greg
come
Christie?
out. Yeah, man. The best thing
So
he could have done is to come out of the public eye.
So what we would like is for somebody to hand this over to mom. Yes,
Yeah.
What's her name? Beswick? Yes. And the other four members of the Integrity Commission. Sorry, the commissioners of the Integrity Commission. The whole entire world would have been shocked and Reuters carried the news, right? Which means
Yeah,
them in every country.
right, just Sky the News and AP.
Everybody will be reading about it.
AP
And then
You can't accuse man of corruption without evidence. That's the first thing.
well, that's not the point. They heard that he was to be he was recommended. That's
Yeah.
what they heard. So they would have been shocked, right? To carry the news. Every leader in the world, because it's another leader like themselves, and then would be interested. When they
Most
heard
of them,
2 years
and most
later,
of them, and most of them have has at one time or at one point or the other been accused of something. So them know. They knew.
so when they heard 2 days later that the director of corruption prosecution recommended that he was not to be charged, and the reason was published, they published the reason, and they would have read to see, wait, hold on, what one? Is it fair? Was it fair what she said? And they would have read her reasoning, they would have come to the conclusion. But that was not it. That is one thing. When they heard that Greg Christie retweeted the night Thursday and the day he sent the letter to the parliament telling them that his boss, the chairman, says he can now release the indicative ruling. Remember, they had the two of them,
Yes,
and
yes, I
sent
know.
from,
Yes, yes.
right. They would have read that and said, so wait, what going on, so? And then when I'm here that Greg Christie the very night retweeted it after I'm sent it to the parliament,
They
them would have
would have
realized
concluded that the Integrity Commission is corrupt. They would have concluded that the Integrity Commission is corrupt.
it's compromised. That's what they
Corrupt,
would have.
corrupt. They would have concluded that them corrupt, not
No,
compromise. Them
no. When the other report came out about wholeness, they would have understood what this is about, but they would have given the benefit of the doubt until they read the report. What I'm trying to say to you folks and to the commissioners at the Integrity Commission
the
is that
PMC Integrity Commission.
you hear nothing from una. So when una try una best to malign this man's reputation, right? Saved by the bell is a good thing. This young lady, she have fear head come fear her body, right?
Prince
Because
Jamaica.
they would,
Yeah.
yes, they would have been embarrassed in the court, right? No,
Mm-hmm.
But the embarrassment in the court was not their intention. Their intent was to first of all have it published that he's recommended to be charged. That was the first lick. And for them, that would have been a big deal. Remember, they carried it, you know. They ran with it all over the place. And that would have been a big thing for them. Just the spectre of suspicion, which is the recommendation. That's the first thing. So they would run with that. When Prince Kamika refused and said she don't want to do it, you say they would have feel embarrassed in the court. That wouldn't have been a problem for them. They would
no,
just
because it
reach
takes
court.
them. But the
That
point of
would,
the
be,
matter
that would have been the victory. The victory for them is it if it had reached the court. That would have been the
is,
victory for them.
yes, yes,
Whether it
because
win,
they would
yes,
have been taking wholeness to resign, and nobody will know
yes,
what the outcome is because to be in the court. Now,
yes.
what he's trying to say to them is that when this disaster now struck, all of these leaders who are here, those missions and embassies and so on that are here, will be telling to them government in a little missive, where them send back about what going on in Jamaica. And them would tell when them world leader them sit down and chat to them one another who now on a mission, they will hear if it's something that come up. So that when the disaster took place now, you see all of the countries, they must send them aid. They must send it to the government and all and kind of something there. Right? And I think you know the mind of these risers that that was an embarrassment for them.
Yes, that's why they might run a parallel organization.
That's why
Not
I'm trying to
not
get the
only that,
people
you know,
not
not
to
only that.
send.
Remember, say
That's why
the
I'm trying to get the
CARICOM.
people not to send any donation to the government. That's what I'm first
Yes,
doing.
them a try to take money and aid from the government. Me never said, hey, I never see
So
this on
I'm
the
trying
Lord
to
see
tell the
me.
people the government is corrupt, the government is
Hold on, no.
good
But
thing.
yeah, we are about the first, the biggest. Well, you said it, Michelle, but let me just put it this way: the embarrassment for them, for the Mark and him crew, is that after they spent so many years maligning the man's character, he won. The reason why the world showing up the way they are showing up, I mean, I'm telling you about politicians. Politicians not different now across the world, you know, they're about the same thing. They want to be associated with this. Them don't want this leave them after they witnessed what happened for the last 5 years with the Rise United people going at the prime minister. Them want to be a part of this. This is success and progress and prosperity. This is history. Them want to be a part of it. The whole of CARICOM come down here, come back up them CARICOM leader. Because he's the leader, he's the chairman of CARICOM. So Mr. Olis is them leader. And who of them come down, come join the leader, hang out with the leader, and walk around the leader. Mayor Matley, who is considered to be a big star in CARICOM across the world. Biden did love her, King Charles love her. I mean, she and Keir Starmer are best friend because two of them for the same leftist agenda.
PG lover.
After Mayor Matley cuss off Israel just a few days before she land here, land some big lick for Israel. Why you think Mark not going to go hang out with me and Marley? Why you think me not going to
Because
hang out with me and Bella?
Imam Matalan are Jewish.
Like she fling up some big lick pan Israel. And then she came down here. But my point is not all of that. My point is this. Mia Motley, a star in her own right. Watch all the videos with she being down here. And tell me if you don't say one thing and one thing only. Every opportunity she gets to talk, standing beside Andrew Wallace, she talked.
Mm,
Every opportunity she got, she talked. She just started every time she had him together, she talking. She want those videos. She want that image. She want that narrative. Everybody want to be associated with this. Now me here say the madman over the Obia channel because one man themselves I believe in something. But they
murder in a war room, murder.
them. I come in for them. Him, I come and talk about how the Prime Minister gone at G20. So let me see if we can help them out because them brain space not so good because they're busy. Him is a hustler and a thief. I look something for thief and hustle. Him still a look fame and fortune. Him still a look fame and fortune. So him
Murder.
will take any crap that come to feed him out. So let me explain something to them. Things are going so great with this recovery effort. It is going so good, so well, so smooth. It has its hiccups. It does like everything else. It's not
Mm,
100% smooth, but I mean, Santa Cruz have backlight. Yeah. Yeah.
mhm,
Most part of Mantua be a backlight. Yeah. So the G20 is really an organization of 19 leaders plus I think Africa and the European Union. It's really
mm,
G20 if you add all of that shit, but it's G20.
mhm,
No Caribbean country are a member of the G20. And very, 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 very rarely, very, very rare that a Caribbean leader is invited to come to the G20 and get the prominence that Andrew Holness is getting. But let me also remind the country, let me also tell those who did not know, this is not the first time. Mr. Holness has been invited to the G7 too. So, whatever, G7 and G20 all the time, hanging out with that murderer down Saudi Arabia and all them people there. But, it's international politics. So, this is not, no, shake it up now. A bad mind. It's just pure, simple, dirty bad mind.
But
mm-mm.
let me tell you
Dirty
something.
bad mind.
Let me
The,
let me tell you something
the
else.
G20, hold on a second now. The G20 people and the rest of the people who have the G20, including the United States and Russia and
Yes.
UK, they would have said to our Prime Minister, our 1 p.m., come down, man. Come look some more support. Come hang out. Make, come talk.
Make
We
people
want
see her.
Yeah. But the rest of people them see you, who not see you yet. Some African leaders who can't journey come down and say, you have to come. Can them want to shake your hand and talk with you and see how them can help. So come, man. Listen to me, man. Watch me and them all. Them a rub them out. Them the liar, them the thief, the way I look something for rob every day. Rub up them head and go out with all kind of excitement. Watch me and them.
They might try
Yes,
obey the
and
Prime
let me
Minister.
let me see if I can put a little addition to what Karen said. There's another reason why a lot of people be interested. Two reasons why. First, everybody would know by now, the news media, I'm sure, would tell him, writer would tell him that the Jamaican people very, very fussy, right? We give
Mm,
a term, we give 2 term, and cut it, we gone with it. He would have been the second prime minister to have gotten 3 terms. That's it. That's the first thing. And the
yes.
thing that would make people really interested in that is why me, I would want catch on Paniman, squeeze on Paniman, because he is a star among politicians, right? In a atmosphere of free and fair elections. That is why the one Buchanan I try to nasty up the man in a fin constituency. But we not pay him no man.
Not for
So
free, man. Some people don't, the workers I'm down here, a plan for him, you see. Some big things, you know, look out and listen out.
so
So
yes, I
is
think
it?
we talk about other people them a collude, the indoor agent, them a
A
collude
plan
with
for
the
him, you
living.
see.
Jesus, Father.
So we're on you now. The next thing now, why the world leaders now would be interested is not so much that. What they would be interested in is the fact that it was a category 5 that hit the island. I don't know if Category 5 ever hit anywhere in this world.
As Mr. Trump, I've never seen anything like it before.
A long
And then
time.
the people and the recovery. I think this recovery is very quick,
Oh, we are
because
talking.
so far.
You're not hear what the Royal Bank lady say.
Yes, man.
No, but I want to tell you something. When you hear Andrew Holness talking about he might go get the GIS or whatever it want him and the this and the that. What he's actually talking about, people, is an improvement on what the World Bank lady said that she saw where she not see nowhere else, not in China. I remember China is very
And she make
organized
it
in
clear
that.
that she has been around for a while, so and she has never seen this
Yeah,
ever,
man, she's very
ever,
highly qualified and been
ever,
around for a long time.
ever. Oh,
And bear in mind that this is a democratic country. China is a communist country, so she never see
ah,
that kind of organization at China when it comes to them clearing the road and them kind of thing. They have a contractors out there, bam, and all them
Mm-hmm.
kind of thing there, right? So I mean, this is amazing. So when them adding all them kind of GIS and all the communities where them no exist, well, then soon find out they exist now and put that in one combined thing. The thing is going to be even superior to what it is now, and we'll be able to get the information, get help to people faster than we able to. And there's something else the Prime Minister said. He said that there are 8,000 JDF member. I did not even know so much people at JDF, but they
You know,
committed
no say
only two.
JDF have a build back a country, You know, see the Prime Minister put them in a when you call it the transitional
Yes, so they are now going to lead. They're moving away from the food. I know that not gonna last for too long. They're moving away from the food now, and while the food coming in, they are
mm,
going to be also dealing with the engineering part of it and so on. But what I'm saying is that the JDF, he said, committed only 2,000 people. I think the JDF should commit everybody. Backside what them fight, what kind of war them a fight? Them had more
eh,
people. So maybe in future, them can commit even half, three-quarter of the JDF members in the relief effort because of them a handle relief effort out of the airport, no civilian out there, no police out there, them
that
alone.
give them something for the man. Let
So
them
so
rebuild
if
the
them commit
country.
more, yes, this is their hour to shine now. I don't know war of fight, for war with
Mm-hmm.
nobody. So this is their
Mm-hmm.
hour now to
You know,
shine.
no
So
SOE car crime gone down.
yeah, then can commit more people, man. So in
Mm-hmm.
future, then commit even three-quarter, I think the aid will get out there much, much faster because them have to
Mm-hmm.
rely on them. And the public too who come join them and you see everybody have throw the box of this to one another and so on
Mm-hmm.
and so forth. So we're doing a good job.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, me could stop here so because Karina go on with a whole heap of something and she's sick. So can you imagine when she get better? Oh God.
Me dear, me don't know this look like it gone. Look like she can't go on for an hour.
no,
Mm-hmm.
no, can't go no further.
Me
Can't
no
go.
want them who be
And them can't we be winning.
Go away, evil.
Ah, Jesus.
But
Anyway,
this is good. This
we
is
not
good.
for the final words.
Um, sorry that I was late to the
Mm,
viewers.
yeah,
Sorry.
man. Yeah, man.
Uh,
It's all right. So you're calling on TVJ already, buddy. I'm not telling everybody to reverse the statement or what them I do.
leave Matalan to me, man. Me have him ticket.
Put back
Oh,
lifestyle comment, Karen, Natalie.
oh, okay. Hold on.
We should say, oh, the marine people, them.
What kind of people then?
Marine people, them.
Oh, she said the marine people have to
To
man the
man the
coast.
post.
So
So
4,000 to 6,000 is reasonable. Don't want PMP think.
we're not secure. No, man, the marine people,
Let me
them
take
can
that
do
call,
this.
yeah. Hello, good night. Hello.
Negril got back light.
You got backlight in the grill. Okay, thank you. Pick up yourself.
Yeah,
Ray,
yeah,
you have internet?
not yet.
Okay, all right.
Mhm.
Then your light is good. Thank you.
And by the way, I should let everybody know. I wonder if I did before.
Nick will
The,
get back
the,
light. I will
the
if I can get
hurricane,
back light.
yeah, the hurricane I from my friend who was family in Belmont. The eye of the hurricane actually passed over Belmont.
Mm-hmm.
So you can measure 35 miles from the center in any direction. You see all the places that got the wicked hit. Belmont
Hey.
was where that the wicked hit.
Mm-mm. But look here
So,
now.
mhm.
What the heck is going on? Parts of Manchester still underwater, you know?
Them said the water rising in certain places. I think them said that maybe the underground, what they call it, the sinkholes might be blocked up. Them don't
Lord
know
God.
what causing it.
I want place when you're in content. See tell you so. This something wrong here. But anyway,
Maybe it
make we
was a
check.
lake. Maybe it was a lake before,
I don't know, something wrong,
and
something wrong.
and the water
3 weeks.
table is the water table is clearly above them. The water table could not be below them. Otherwise, it
Mm-hmm.
that could happen.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, thank you so much for stopping by. Everybody in the comments saying they enjoy the conversation and everything as usual. So this was a big dose tonight. We'll come back next week and see how far. And hopefully we still want to hear, we unanimously agree over here that we still want to hear the government of Jamaica, the Prime Minister in particular, speak directly to the country, address the nation rather.
Yeah, man, him are the big
Right?
boss. Big boss have
Yes.
to come talk to him people.
Mm-hmm.
Not turn
Without
up and
any
to the journalists. That's what a press conference is. Talking to
yes.
journalists. Come talk to your people, bossy. Like
All right.
every prime minister.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, thank you, ladies. Have a good night. Thank you for
Nice,
joining.
everybody.
Good night, everybody in the chat. Good night, moderator, everybody. Big up on yourself.
Bye.